So the first customer story we're going to discuss is an initiative driven by a global consumer packaged goods company's market and consumer insights team. So prior to this initiative, the team was working solely with Nielsen's Nitro tool, providing insights only for brick-and-mortar stores. And in an attempt to increase the value of the insights that they were getting from Nielsen by expanding the reach and the data inputs, the team established a goal to increase speed to insights, replace the Nielsen Nitro platform, and integrate relevant e-commerce data sources. More specifically, they sought to answer the following questions. First, how are my sales channels growing, looking across brick-and-mortar and e-commerce? How does the e-commerce channel impact brick-and-mortar? So what's the interplay between both of those? And then ultimately, or in addition, how are the competition performing across those channels when considering panel information? As you can see, this company recognized that without considering e-commerce data, they were only getting part of the story. And so how did they achieve these goals? Well, in this case, they looked to leverage any available APIs as well as external data files to create a SQL database with a series of interactive Tableau dashboards. These reports served a much wider audience than the Nitro tool previously did and provided more actionable insights given the ability to integrate both brick-and-mortar and e-commerce data sets. Looking ahead, considering some next steps, the team is considering how they might move this platform to the cloud. Important here, both with the company's overall cloud strategy, but also considering the fact that this is all external data. And so there are quite a few synergies with storing this data on the cloud and ensuring that the team is able to rapidly get to insights with the tools they already have provided and considering how they might integrate new data sources. For our second story, we're going to review a team looking to bring together internal sales and product information with external e-commerce data. In this case, the customer is looking to create a full picture or 360-degree view of a reporting suite for the e-commerce sales and marketing teams. With a specific focus on e-commerce, they sought to answer the following questions. So what are the profile of the e-commerce purchasers? So who are their buyers? What's the average purchase quantity and frequency? And then really getting at whether or not they can influence purchase quantity and frequency by understanding some of the profile information around their e-commerce buyers. So for this initiative, the team looked to use ClickView to quickly and flexibly bring together and report on their internal and external data. In ClickView, they created a set of dashboards as well as ad hoc reports to allow for users to pick and choose from the metrics most relevant to them at a given time. And this was important given the rapid pace of growth in this space for this company. In fact, at the time of this initiative, sales through e-commerce channels were accounting for only about 4% of value, but they were growing at a pace of 50% per year. And looking ahead, and understanding that pace of growth, it's no surprise that the key next steps here was working out how they can continue to integrate additional e-commerce data sources to enhance that 360-degree view. So this includes both internal and sometimes external data sources, forcing them to think about how they can continuously integrate new sources as new sources become relevant, but not slow down the already established and valuable insights. So now let's consider some of the key takeaways and commonalities from these stories. First, we have to consider the interplay between various data sources, whether it be external and internal, or in some cases just external data sources, like we saw in our first example. So analyzing the external or market data on its own, in a lot of cases, isn't going to be good enough. In our second example, the organization critically focused on how their external data could integrate with their internal data in this way to give themselves really a full 360-degree view of their product's performance in the e-commerce space. In the first example, we saw the need to bring together various external data sources to achieve a complete market view. Next, there is the idea of continuous change. And with both of our stories, those who shaped these initiatives understood that not only is e-commerce a growing industry, but also their company's analysis and approach to e-commerce is continuing to grow and evolve. This recognition of change and evolution of their company's approach to e-commerce ensured that these companies will continue to adapt as the market matures. Looking ahead to cloud or integrating new data sources shows that for these teams, the job in this space is really just beginning. And lastly, we have flexible insights. So building on the previous point of continuous change, this is not only true of the platforms available, but also true of the desired insights at a given time. In both of our discussed stories, the customers put specific focus on flexible reporting platforms like Tableau and Qlik, allowing for both high-level dashboards and more detailed analysis when required. Recognizing that an analyst's needs may change is just as critical as recognizing that the way we attract consumers is evolving from brick-and-mortar to e-commerce to the omni-channel. Said simply, the world of static reports and static insights is far behind us.